Hey, this is the Aroma Junkie, and today I'll be reviewing Chestnut Glazed Croissant. This is a 3-wick candle from Bath & Body Works released for fall 2025. And I'm doing this review to help you make an informed decision in case you're thinking about buying this candle from a reseller and to share my overall thoughts as well. So the scent notes include flaky croissant, chestnut glaze, and sparkling sugar crystals. It comes with a decorative fall silver lid with falling leaves on it, and it is a light orange colored wax and medium core wicks. It's not a full wraparound, just a front label with over a dozen croissants on it, and this retailed for $24.95 when it was released in August 2025. And if you're familiar with BBW pricing, then you know a front label with no imagination put into it will retail for $24.95. It is almost a 95% guarantee because a front label is less cost to make versus a full wraparound. But I will say I think the price was reasonable given it came with a decorative lid. So from what I remember, some of the fall lineup had already been released, and this came out shortly after with pumpkin cold foam. And I'm not sure if this was a bring back scent from the vault, but I noticed this and pumpkin cold foam had the exact same label design, and it was on a side shelf, so it looked like if they sold out, then that was it. It would not get restocked, whereas strawberry strudel, cinnamon pumpkin, and bookloft seem to have more inventory. I got this on sale and it was close to $10, and for me that is a win-win. $10 is my preferred sweet spot when it comes to BBW candles. So this was a complete blind buy because I didn't get a chance to smell it at the store. I did a BOPIS order, brought two, and I actually returned one when I picked up my order because it smelled odd on cold. So this candle has a bad rap, but it's actually a good candle. I mean, this thing was getting trashed left and right with 1-star reviews online, but this is one of those candles that smells funky on cold and actually turns into something completely different when lit. And I wasn't like that when I first started shopping at BBW religiously, but I've changed and try not to judge immediately when I sniff candles on cold. But this is truly the epitome of don't judge a book by its cover. This thing really comes to life when it's burning. So on first sniff cold, it smelled like orange sugar or a type of cheese with sugar in it, maybe even expired cheese with sugar. And that's the best way I can describe it. It's not an aroma that you immediately gravitate towards on cold, and I can see how customers would just dismiss this candle, and I think a lot of the 1-star reviews trash this thing on cold without buying and trying it out. So within 30 minutes during the first burn, this thing was just going. I could smell it from a distance in my living room, and that's my open space, and that is where I prefer to burn all my candles. I didn't have to go searching for it. It was always present. And immediately within that 30 minutes, it smelled like the perfect croissant from the perfect bakery that just came out of the oven. I get a buttery glazed scent and maybe even a very small hint of melted cheese smeared on the outside of the croissant as well. The flaky croissant note is there, and there's also this hint of bread baking in the oven as well. I have no idea how they're able to recreate that in candle form, but it is definitely there. This candle just smells like the perfect pastry fresh out of the oven for those melancholy days where you just want to eat your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'd categorize the throw in the mid to strong range category. This got up to a 7 in my living room for strength and throw. I would say this is a powerhouse candle, and it was unexpected given it smelled off on cold. This was so good that I regret returning the second one, so I ran back to the store to get 2 more backups on my next visit. And to me, a successful gourmand candle is one that makes you really hungry, and this did the trick. Every gourmand candle should dip it, pop it, torque it, and set the dance floor on fire, and this did that. So my process for all my candles are the first 2 burns in my living room, totaling around 7 hours, and followed by a 3rd burn in my bedroom if it fails in the living room, and then straight to the bathroom if it's a complete fail. I also don't review candles till the end of the 3rd burn, so I can put it through its paces and see where it performs best. Performance-wise, there was no issue getting an even wax pool. It was always big flames, and you can even see here as I'm approaching the end of the third burn, and the candle flames are so tall you could see it rise above the rim of the jar, even at the third point mark. And I liked seeing the melted orange wax of the jar. It was extremely soothing. And I also have good news because this candle stayed in my living room from start to finish. I never had to put this in my bedroom, and I found that the throw traveled well, and I could smell it faintly in my hallways as well. So this brings me to my final thoughts, and this candle gets a 7 out of 10 for strength and throw in a moderate-sized living room. This candle is a complete winner. Given I always got huge flames, I would suggest trimming these a bit to avoid quick burns and soot. This is a big recommendation from me if you're a gourmand fan, love bakery scents, and missed this during its original release and want to maybe consider purchasing this from a third-party seller. So thank you again for checking out my review. If you like, please subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share this with your friends, and let me know your thoughts down below.